May 13, 2021, First Amendment activist and independent journalist Rafael Gomez went to North Miami City Hall in North Miami, Florida to film in the public areas of the building. He captured the interaction that followed on camera.
How's it going, man? How's everything?
This man just walked into a public building, and within seconds, things got out of control. A security guard immediately challenges him, demanding permission to film. But what the guard doesn't realize is that this man knows the law, and what happens next turns this simple interaction into a full-blown constitutional clash.
Who are you, number one?
I'm the security for the city.
Okay.
Who gives you access?
This is First Amendment protected activity. I don't need access.
Yeah, you have to get access to do that here.
From who?
Wow. Can you call PD for me? Can you call PD for me?
This is the city of North Miami. This is First Amendment protected activity. I'm a journalist and I'm here exercising my First Amendment right.
No. I have to.
Don't put your
access. That's mine. I have to give you access.
Don't put your hand on.
I have to give you access. You don't have to do that. No. No. Ask me.
No, I don't. Call the police.
Oh, okay.
Yo, call the police.
The permission?
No, I'm going to. Yo, don't touch me, man. Look, you have me. Yo, stop, sir. You have me backed into a.
Now the situation escalates fast. The auditor is cornered, physically blocked, and repeatedly told he needs access. But he stands his ground, reminding them this is a public building. Then suddenly, things cross the line. The guard puts his hands on him, and just like that, this turns from a disagreement into a potential crime.
I ask you, who gives you access? That's it. Don't video me, man. I tell you no.
Call the police. I'm going to file a complaint on you right now.
The police is doing.
I'm going to file a complaint on assault for you right now. If you prevent me from recording, the city of North Miami is violating my First Amendment rights.
I pushed the button.
Yeah, who gives you access?
And you haven't told me that I'm kicked out of the building yet.
Okay, the thing is, you don't have to be there. People, you have to ask the permission.
No, I do not. This is a government office, ma'am.
It doesn't matter.
Yes.
You cannot do it.
You're violating the First Amendment. You're violating the First Amendment. I'm well within my rights. Call the police. They're right across the street. You're not allowed to do that. You just committed a crime on camera. And I'm going to file a lawsuit on the city of North Miami. This is your information window at the city of North Miami. This is your cashier. This is where you pay for your services. And you see this commissioner? Guys, this is the commissioner that we met yesterday at the election. I met this guy at the election the other day. So I'm a journalist exercising my right, and you're violating my First Amendment right. Call this guy out. He'll vouch for me. These two guys, I met them the day before yesterday. Guys, so the city of North Miami, they failed this audit. This audit is a fail.
Police are finally called to the scene, and instead of backing down, the auditor goes on offense. He clearly accuses the guard of assault, demanding accountability. At this point, all eyes are on the officers. Will they uphold the law or protect their own?
Individual here on side. Sure, you can slow for that.
Sir, before we get started, do you mind if I have your name and your badge
Sergeant
number?
Perez, P-E-R-E-Z, badge number 406. I work with the City of North Miami Police Department. How can I help you today?
Thank you very much. I was exercising my First Amendment right to record a government office in City Hall, and this gentleman assaulted me. He grabbed my camera 2 times, and I'm telling him I'm well within my rights to record, and he grabbed my camera and he pulled it from my hand. So he committed a crime right now. I would like to file a police report on him.
Gotcha.
Mr. Gomez argues that the security guard violated his First Amendment rights by interfering with his filming. It is well established that the First Amendment protects news gathering and the creation of an accurate record of matters of public concern, and courts in many jurisdictions have concluded that the right to gather news includes the right to record government activity in places the public is lawfully allowed to be, subject to reasonable, content-neutral time, place, and manner restrictions. For instance, in the 2000 case of Smith v. City of Cumming, the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals, which has jurisdiction over Florida, concluded that the First Amendment protects the right to gather information about what public officials do on public property, and specifically, a right to record matters of public interest, subject to reasonable, content-neutral time, place, and manner restrictions. Well, based on this clear precedent, a court would likely conclude that Mr. Gomez was within his First Amendment rights to peacefully and non-disruptively film government operations in the publicly accessible spaces of the North Miami City Hall. Before we continue, I want to share something real. I don't think most people overspend on purpose. The problem is not seeing the full picture. You might know what you make. You might know what you spend. But when your money is spread across different accounts, it is easy to miss the small patterns that add up. And that is why this video is sponsored by Rocket Money. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps you see your finances in one place. I linked my accounts, and the dashboard gave me a clear, high-level view of where I actually stand. For me, that visibility changed how I think about spending, because I can see patterns instead of guessing. The subscription tracking feature also stood out. Rocket Money pulls recurring subscriptions into one list, and if there is something I do not use anymore, I can have Rocket Money help cancel it with just a couple of taps. It saves time and keeps things organized. If you want more clarity and control, go to rocketmoney.com/audit to get started. Scan the QR code on screen or click the link in my description. Rocket Money is free to download with additional features available through Premium. Thanks again to Rocket Money for sponsoring today's episode.
Okay, so hey, how you doing, man? I parked, I came over here, and I recorded the building as my First Amendment right to record a government office.
Now the investigation begins, but tension doesn't drop, it rises. The auditor explains everything calmly, but refuses to give unnecessary information. Officers start pushing for details, while he pushes back just as hard. It's no longer just about the incident. It's about rights, authority, and who really understands the law.
All right, that's fine. Are you gonna file the report on him?
We're doing the investigation.
I have everything on camera, so I can show it to you guys.
You said that you wanted to do report, did you not?
Yeah.
So we're gonna.
No, but I want to make sure that you guys are gonna take him to jail or a PTA.
We gotta investigate.
I have everything on camera before I get my. Yeah, but I don't want to take. I only have one camera on me, so I don't want to turn it off. Ma'am, I'm gonna need you here because you have your camera. I'm gonna need you to stand right here. If I turn off my camera, she has to be standing here. Or one.
Sir, listen, the way it works is, just so you understand.
Yeah, thank you guys. I
We're
appreciate
gonna
it.
conduct the investigation, okay?
But I want everything
No, hold on,
recorded
time
for
out.
the record.
Can you hear me real quick?
Yes, sir.
We'll be conducting our investigation, okay? So let us do it so it can be done properly.
And sir, never at any moment did that gentleman tell me I had to leave the building or was trespassed from the
So
building.
you got everything recorded.
Never.
We'll look at the recording.
So with that being said, I was just standing and I'm recording in the corner,
Gotcha.
and I'm just panning. And
Were you conducting any business here?
yeah, I'm a First Amendment activist, and I'm a journalist, and I was exercising.
Journalist for where? What do you?
I don't have to disclose that information. Okay. With that being said, I was exercising my First Amendment rights. I'm a journalist doing First Amendment activity, and he grabbed my camera from my hand. He's not allowed to do that. Look how many officers
So what are
we
you
have.
here today for?
I'm a journalist. I'm exercising First Amendment activity.
So what are you doing with your journalism? You're reporting?
Yes, I am reporting on the government and government activities and on the city.
Okay, they have all their cameras here. Can you show us what happened?
Yeah, but all right, but I'm gonna need your name and badge number. Your name and badge
We're
number.
gonna be on that for you.
Okay, we got Mirage, we got Herrera, and you, sir, Sergeant? We got Miranda. Sir, you don't want to stand in the shade?
We do, man. Hey, listen, let us do what we gotta do. So you know.
All right, guys, I'm gonna turn off my camera to show these officers the evidence of this man assaulting me. This man assaulting me right here. All right, guys.
Mr. Gomez turns off his camera to show officers with the North Miami Police Department his footage of the altercation.
Behind the scenes, officers review the footage. And here's where things get interesting. Legally speaking, this isn't just nothing. The guard's actions could qualify as battery, unwanted physical contact. Now the question is simple. Will they actually act on it?
strength and apparent ability to carry out the threat that creates in the other individual a reasonable fear that such violence is imminent. Now here, the security guard's conduct is best understood as unwanted physical contact rather than an imminent threat, which, under Florida law, aligns more directly with the offense of battery. Under Section 784.03 of the Florida statutes, a battery occurs when an individual intentionally touches or strikes another against their will, or intentionally causes bodily harm to another individual. Well, viewed through this framework, a court would likely conclude that the security guard committed a battery by using physical force to seize the phone from Mr. Gomez and making unwanted contact with his hand.
So you guys aren't going to give him a PTA for assault? You clearly have it. You saw.
The auditor isn't backing down, not even a little. He calls out what he sees as a double standard. If roles were reversed, he believes he'd already be in handcuffs. And honestly, that argument starts to hit hard. The pressure is now fully on the officers.
Judge, you're not going to give this guy a promise to appear, Sergeant?
Pardon me?
You're not going to give him a promise to appear in court?
I just got here, like you saw.
Well, you have the authority to order them to write up the PTA.
Well, thank you for letting me know what I can do.
It's your prerogative. No, they saw on camera that he violated my rights and he committed a crime. He assaulted me. And if I would have done that, I would be in handcuffs right now. And I would have to present myself in front of the judge. No, man, this ain't right. This ain't right. I'm gonna document the cars. If you don't, guys,
I'm speaking to my sergeant.
if you don't believe, if
All right, give me a second. You want me to explain to him what the situation is? That's what I'm doing. All right. So I appreciate if you don't interrupt. Thanks. So he comes in, as he's videotaping the security personnel, access.
Yeah, go ahead.
yes, ma'am. Sorry about that. If you don't think what I'm doing is legal, call the state attorney and she'll let you know.
Okay. First of all, nobody said that you were doing anything illegal.
But if you have if you have doubt, call the state attorney.
Raphael, first of all we're trying to do is find out the full situation other than the video, correct? So a part of our job, when we document the issue, we're going to ask you questions like, and we would ask any victim of a crime, okay? We ask you your address. You want to tell us you're homeless. You don't want to give us that information. You are supposedly the victim of the crime, correct? So when the state attorney wants to send you something to show up to court for prosecuting this gentleman, how are they going to do that? What address are they going to send that to?
The state attorney has my address. You don't worry about that.
Okay, no problem. So that's where we're at. So we're,
Yo, you probably you've never summoned somebody in court.
they just got the information.
And if you don't believe I'm a journalist, call the councilman. They know me. I was at the election the other day and they can vouch for me. I spoke with all of them. I met all of them and I was doing the same thing, recording, documenting the election.
Nobody said you weren't. Nobody's doubted anything that you said, correct? We might have asked extra questions to get a little more clarification on things.
And I'm giving you clarification.
Which you denied telling me that's not relevant. We asked you your address. You don't need it.
I don't have to. Give me your address.
That's fine, sir. All right.
Exactly.
Okay.
But if you doubt me,
That is your- that
go
is
get the
your-
councilman.
that is your
Go get the council person, and he'll tell you that I'm a journalist.
What's your name, Raphael?
Gomez, how many times do I have to repeat it?
We're slow. That's why we do this job, sir. We're obviously here for you. So, I mean, the attitude is
I'm allowed to have an attitude. I'm a victim of a crime. I was just assaulted. You don't understand that? My rights were violated. Why should I be in a good mood?
What did you say your full name was and your date of birth?
Rafael Antonio Gomez.
Gomez.
But that's irrelevant. You're just gonna run my record. You don't need that.
I do need that for the report.
Well, I don't have any warrants, so I don't know why you need. I don't know what you need my date of birth for. That's just me being courteous.
that's part of the report. We need to have it.
Listen, you want a report, right? They need the information added to the report. So, we're here trying to help you, okay? So, I understand that you're upset, but you don't need to be upset with us. We didn't do that anything to you.
But I feel that what she's doing, she doesn't need that for her report. I feel that she's gonna run a warrant check. That's what I feel she's doing with my date of birth, because that's irrelevant. That's totally irrelevant.
Okay, that's fine. However, like I said, in order for us to do a report, we need your information. Do you agree with me that far?
You need my name.
Okay, well, like he said, if You're the victim of a crime, right? How is the state attorney supposed to get in touch with you in order to set a court date for you?
That's what court servers are for.
But they don't have your address.
Trust me, they do, and they can find it. That's
Okay,
their
so
job.
they're just gonna look up Rafael Gomez in Miami?
Yeah, that's what court servers do.
Okay.
And just how many Rafael Gomez do you think there are in Dade County?
Dozens.
Okay. So how are we supposed to know it's you compared to the other dozen that are here? If we don't get your date of birth or something specific.
That's fine.
about
I gave it to y'all. I gave it to
I
y'all.
understand that, but you're saying it's irrelevant. And I'm just trying to explain to you why it is relevant.
It's only relevant if you're gonna fucking give this guy a PTA. If you're not gonna do shit, it's irrelevant. If you're not gonna give him a promise to appear, if you're not gonna send him to court, it's totally irrelevant. Are you gonna give him a PTA?
Nobody said that nothing's happening.
You're gonna give him a promise to appear?
Nobody said that nothing's happening.
That's what I'm saying. You guys ain't gonna do nothing, so why do I have to give my information?
Again, it's part of the report.
Or you're gonna get his date of birth?
Of course.
If you're not gonna summon him to court, then you don't need my date of birth.
Okay.
All right, guys. It turns out we're gonna have to do a public records request on City of North Miami Police. Camera.
Now things turn into a full debate. The auditor questions everything, from procedure to accountability. He even challenges their understanding of the law, while officers try to maintain control of the situation. But the more they talk, the more complicated this gets.
Well, I didn't violate any statute, I can tell you that. If anybody violated a statute, it's him.
Sir, we have to do a full investigation on both sides, so that's why they're going to watch the he's right there.
That gentleman needs to be educated on the law. That he can't assault people, number one. And number two, he needs to be educated on the First Amendment. And in the state of Florida, we have stand your ground, which means a person's allowed to physically defend themselves. You get what I'm saying? I know he's a security guard, but he can't do that. He doesn't have that authority. He doesn't have the authority to turn off my camera. So I was well within my rights to defend myself. You guys would have defended yourself. If you're on vacation and you go to another city and you're taking pictures and somebody grabs your camera, you're going to defend yourself. In the state of Florida, for sure. Excuse me. Ma'am, do you have enough reasonable suspicion to believe that an assault was committed?
They're going to watch the cameras upstairs and we'll make that determination. So it's an independent camera from the City Hall, okay?
Sir, what's your name? How you doing?
How many times I gotta repeat that, man?
I don't know. I just arrived, so we just got here.
Rafael Antonio Gomez.
Okay, Mr. Gomez.
Yes.
So what's the story? What happened, sir?
I was assaulted by this gentleman when I came in here to record a government office, which is my First Amendment right. I'm a journalist.
Okay. Who are you a journalist for?
For myself.
Okay. Can you be a little bit more specific when you say you were assaulted?
I was recording, and this gentleman. Can you see how you're holding that?
Yeah.
He comes and grabs it and takes it from my hand, and I had to physically take it back. And when I turned on the camera, he did it again. He physically ripped it from my hand.
Okay.
So I had the camera a little bit higher than you had it, like how I have it now, and he ripped it from my hand, which is an assault in the state of Florida.
Okay.
It could be a battery, but I think it's an assault because he didn't hit me. He hit my hand and my phone. You get what I'm saying? If he would have hit my body, it would have been a battery, but it was an assault.
Okay. We're going to document it.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate that.
No problem.
We're going to document the incident. We'll give you a case card.
Here's the turning point. Officers finally admit a crime may have occurred, but instead of immediate action, they choose documentation over arrest. That decision, it doesn't sit well with the auditor at all.
Right now, no, you're not gonna charge him. You're not gonna charge him criminally.
We're not going to physically arrest him today.
No, but you could give him a promise to appear.
We're not going to physically arrest him today. I'm going to give you the card. You can have all the documentation. Every report that we authored, you can have access to that.
A PTA.
Again, we're not going to physically take him to jail today.
I know that. A promise to appear. He's going to go in front of the judge for assault.
But again, you'll have the case summary and you'll get every documentation that will be authored today by our agency regarding this incident. Okay?
I don't have to do anything. I don't have to go to the state attorney.
Well, I'm going to give you a case card. Yeah, if you want to pursue charges, you can go to the state attorney.
But you're not going to do anything. You're not going to give the promise to appear.
We're going to write the report.
You're going to write a report. All right, that's a dereliction of duty, guys, just so you know.
Okay.
That's a dereliction of duty.
Okay.
The officers inform Mr. Gomez that they're not going to arrest the security guard or issue a so-called notice to appear, and that if he wants to pursue charges, he will have to go to the state attorney himself. Under Rule 3.125 of the Florida Rules of Criminal Procedure, a notice to appear is a written order issued by a law enforcement officer in lieu of physical arrest that requires an individual who is accused of violating the law to appear in a designated court or governmental office at a specified date and time. The rule gives the arresting officer discretion to use a notice to appear for first-degree and second-degree misdemeanors unless specific disqualifiers apply, such as when the individual refuses to identify themselves or sign the notice, or when the officer believes the individual will pose an unreasonable risk of bodily injury to themselves or others if they are not arrested. Now here, although the officers informed Mr. Gomez that they would not be making an arrest or issuing a notice to appear, they explained that he could still attempt to pursue charges directly through the state attorney. Even when officers do make an arrest, the state attorney is responsible for determining whether to initiate formal charges, and that charging decision can be made based on evidence and witness statements, even if law enforcement officers do not make an on-scene arrest or recommend prosecution. Finally, under Florida law, police officers are not obligated to make an arrest or issue a notice to appear in every instance where probable cause exists, although they are empowered to do so. Under Section 901.15 of the Florida statutes, officers may arrest without a warrant when there is probable cause to believe that an individual has committed a battery, but they are not required to do so, as the statute describes circumstances in which an officer can choose to arrest without a warrant and does not impose a blanket duty to arrest. Accordingly, a court would likely conclude that the officers made a lawful discretionary decision not to arrest or issue a notice to appear, while leaving open the possibility that the state attorney could still review Mr. Gomez's evidence and pursue charges if the facts support it.
Because if he did that to you, he would have been on the floor arrested, battery on the Leo, battery on law enforcement.
Now frustration peaks. The auditor calls it exactly what he believes it is, a double standard. He argues that government employees are treated differently and demands that the officers educate the guard properly. At this moment, it's not just about him anymore. It's about accountability.
The same. You still got to present yourself in front of a judge.
Answer your question as to why we would arrest someone in a felony. Correct. But in a misdemeanor, there is discretion. Correct. We're going to document everything. I'm trying to show you the differences.
No, it's a dereliction of duty, because if they did it to you guys, he would have been arrested. So I'm just showing the double standards, guys. The people that work for the government get to do whatever they want, and they get to push people around because they don't know the law. And the citizens have to swallow and eat it. So I'm here to document that. Because if they would have done it to one of you guys, or if I would have done it to him, a government employee, I would have been in jail right now. So that's why I'm here. I'm here to document the double standard of the government. Now, I need you to tell that gentleman that I'm well within my right to record in that building. I need you to tell that gentleman that it's my First Amendment right to record in there.
Sir, we did. Sir, he's educated. He's already been educated.
Sir, let me ask you, he's allowed to snatch my phone like that and back me into a corner?
Sir, you've already talked. We're not going to go back and forth.
How do I get that body cam? How do I get that camera footage from the building?
I'm sure you know how to do it already.
Yeah,
you can put in the public record request.
Yeah. Now, you heard your friend. He said I was allowed in there, right?
All right, hold on 1 second. Let us finish what we got to do. And if you want to go in after we're done, like I said, once we're done, we leave, you can go ahead and do whatever you need to take care of. Like we already explained to you, you get educated, so you are allowed to go in and videotape all you like. Once you obviously don't overstep your bounds, you're fine.
You should tell. Did you tell him to not overstep his bounds?
You heard. The other two officers who were talking to him, videotaped. They spoke to him already. They told you they did. I've been out here and I've been on your video for the past 25 minutes, right? Okay.
Oh, sir, what that happened to me, was I allowed to defend myself physically?
Sir, I'm not going to go back and forth.
You saw what happened to me. Was I allowed to defend myself physically?
Listen, we're not going to speak about that at the moment. Okay?
Well, Florida stand your ground law allows me to defend myself physically with lethal force if necessary. Because I thought he was trying to break my phone, the $1,000 phone.
So you can't use lethal force over property. So
Yeah, I can't. He was battering me. Listen,
well, you're saying it's because of your phone. So.
And finally, everything comes full circle. The guard apologizes, admitting he didn't understand the law. The auditor accepts it, choosing resolution over escalation. No arrest, no court battle, just a powerful reminder that knowing your rights can completely change the outcome.
Okay. He did commit a battery. We're going to document it as such. Okay. We are going to file a criminal complaint, but we're not going to physically arrest him today. Okay. He will at some point have to see a judge to answer for those charges. You are the victim. You can pursue the charges as you see fit. Give you documentation for everything we write today. Just so you know, he will be removed from this assignment or spot and will not come back. And again, you'll be provided with a case number.
So now have him come and apologize to me.
I cannot.
Have him come and apologize, and there's not going to be no criminal complaint.
I cannot.
We can ask.
I'm not going to present that to him. Okay, I mean, if one of his
I'll tell him.
But you just say he battered you, brother. Come on.
He did, but I'm not gonna.
Sir, you're saying that if he apologizes to you, you do not want to
file the criminal complaint, but he's gonna apologize on camera.
Okay, and listen, and we educated him. Okay, as far as yes, you're absolutely right. You can't film here. He didn't know any better, so.
And he can't batter someone because in the state of Florida we have stand your ground.
No, I understand that, but you kind of have to.
I understand, but he wouldn't even let me speak. So
I hear you, but listen. I'm trying to be empathetic to him and you. You have to kind of get his position. He's put here to do the job. He doesn't know. He sees there's a guy filming. His first instinct is like, hey, you can't do that. He didn't know any better. Yeah,
but he needs to know. Ignorance of the law it doesn't absolve you of it.
100%. But you do realize some of us know the law better than others. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like he just came up to you and battered. In his mind, he thought he was, man, I don't think he's allowed to film, and he's trying to stop it. You understand what I'm saying? I'm just trying to, as far as what the motivation is. He was wrong, 100%. Okay, but I'm trying, what is the motivation? When someone does something to me, I look, it could be wrong. What is their motivation? And that's all I'm trying to import on you. You understand what I'm saying?
That's why I just want an apology and no criminal complaint.
You want to talk to me? We're still going to document it.
Yeah. So if this guy apologizes to me, I'll sign a no prosecution order so they could drop the charges. We need to hold government accountable always.
Okay, Mr. Antonio.
Yep.
From my understanding, they said that you're gonna sign a non-false one?
He's gonna apologize before I sign that.
Okay, so you want him to apologize?
Yeah.
Okay, give me a second. Let me call him over. So if you could step up.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, sir. I'm so sorry because I don't know what you are. Now I know it's never happened again. Okay, I'm so sorry about that. Okay.
Okay, you're gonna sign here. You're gonna print date, and I'm gonna sign as a witness saying that you discussed the case with me, and that you're at this time you don't wish to press charges. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
I have a pen for you.
Thank you.
With me?
Yeah.
This here is a pamphlet. It has the state attorney's information on there. If you feel as if you need to contact the state attorney, you can go ahead and contact them.
Perfect.
Okay?
Perfect.
All right. And also, give me a second.
Despite initially stating that they would not be arresting the security guard or issuing a notice to appear, the officers ultimately decided to issue a notice to appear for battery after receiving pushback from Mr. Gomez. However, after the security guard apologized, Mr. Gomez agreed to sign a non-prosecution form, indicating that he did not wish to pursue charges. Overall, the North Miami Police Department officers get a C+ for responding to clear video evidence of a misdemeanor battery with a rude and dismissive demeanor, initially declining to pursue enforcement at all, and then reversing course and using the appropriate misdemeanor process to document and advance the complaint only after Mr. Gomez insisted on accountability. The footage gave the officers a concrete basis to evaluate the allegation in real time, and the professional expectation in that setting is straightforward. The officer should have taken the report seriously, reviewed the video, gathered the information needed to complete the report, and then explained the process in a way that was calm and respectful. Instead, the interaction reflected repeated repeated dismissiveness and unnecessary friction, including moments where officers ignored Mr. Gomez, spoke to him in a curt and irritated manner, and treated his questions as an annoyance, which fueled Mr. Gomez's perception that they were reluctant to enforce the law against the security guard. However, the officers eventually agreed to pursue charges, and that corrective action is the primary reason this grade remains in the C range rather than dropping into failing territory. This interaction highlights how officers can lose credibility through a lack of professional demeanor, even when they ultimately take the proper steps to enforce the law. Now, Mr. Gomez gets a B for asserting and maintaining his right to record in a public government facility without becoming physically disruptive, persistently pressing for accountability for the security guard, and exercising measured discretion by declining to pursue charges once he received an apology from the security guard. Throughout the encounter, Mr. Gomez stayed focused on his goals of exercising his right to film and pursuing accountability and education when the security guard interfered with that right. However, at several points in the interaction, he also undercut his position through unnecessary hostility, legally inaccurate statements, and sweeping claims about allegedly fearing for his life and being entitled to use lethal force, which was a disproportionate response to the circumstances and risked shifting attention away from the straightforward allegation that the guard grabbed his phone and made unwanted contact. Nonetheless, Mr. Gomez's decision to accept an apology from the security guard and sign a non-prosecution form reflected practical restraint once his immediate accountability goal had been met, and demonstrated an exercise of sound discretion.